Hello everyone, my name is Dante Alaman. I'm from OctoberPanicAttack.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about the attraction Fright Factory, which is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, deep in the heart of the city, next to Delaware Avenue, and next to some pretty seedy, shifty places like Risque Video and Cheerleaders and a bunch of other pretty red light district type places. Fright Factory is a place that we've been going to for a good number of years now. And we actually went here last Saturday night. It was raining, so we bumped up our schedule and wanted to do an indoor attraction. And that's what Fright Factory is. Fright Factory are 4 attractions, all inside, rain or shine. Fright Factory is inside of what it appears to be an abandoned warehouse, and they have had this same location for, I know they've been around for 10 plus years, so they've had this same location for quite some time. We've been going for, I believe, about 4 years now, and multiple times during the year as well. We decided to go because of rain on the first weekend of October, where they had a deal of buy one, get one half off. Make sure you go to 13haunts.com and look at the Fright Factory coupon on there, and just go to 13haunts.com for any attraction you're looking for, and there might be something really amazing on there, especially if you're going on some off nights like Sundays and even Thursdays and things like that, if they're open on Thursdays, certain attractions. But Fright Factory has a great coupon on 13haunts.com, so make sure you go on there. And just to answer some people's questions ahead of time, I don't work for Fright Factory. I don't work for 13 Haunts. All I am is a psycho case who loves haunted attractions and horror movies and the season of Halloween ever since I was 5 years old and I peed my pants when my mom was taking me around trick-or-treating because people's homes were so scary to me. So I just love this stuff, and hopefully I can help you guys out with my stupid opinion. Fright Factory, let's get to it. Fright Factory last year they really they won a lot for brutal actors. And their actors are definitely renowned for their screams. And I feel like I'm saying that a lot this year so far, right? Their screams, their intensity level, their acting is very, very in your face, very abrupt, very violent. They do not touch you at all. But they're very, very violent in their acting and in their brutality towards you. One of the things that I really liked that I talked about Altered Nightmares this year was that you can... But Fright Factory really capitalizes on this one area where you could be walking down a hallway and hearing horrible screams from the actors somewhere else in the attraction. And they're probably doing it to people ahead of you or just in general because they know you're coming. And just that atmosphere alone is something that you can't, the average person just can't do easily. To be able to be in a dark hallway, it's beyond music, it's beyond anything, and to be able to hear horrible screaming somewhere else, but you don't know where it's coming from, and it's just disturbing, and it's very off-putting, and it makes the atmosphere better than any music soundtrack could. And as a matter of fact, when it comes to music, I'm going to tell you something about the 4th attraction here. They have 4 attractions. Typically, Fright Factory every year changes everything. All 4 attractions, they change it. This year, they've kept the same 4 attractions as last year, but they've made significant changes to those attractions, which is something really special. Once again, Fright Factory, a place that's making changes to their attractions. This is awesome, right? The second attraction, by far, was my favorite this year. By far. It was the longest. And it was the most scary to me, the most brutal, the most terrifying. There were lots of moments of pitch black, and the actors were insane. The second attraction is their asylum. The introduction is awesome. They added some new things to the introduction. It's very, the special effects were really awesome. You're going to see some things in the beginning of this attraction that you've never seen before, almost like you're entering into a theme park attraction or something. So the second attraction, definitely the highlight. And it's very long as well. The first and third attractions, I have to be honest with you, I don't remember much about. Okay, but the second attraction, I remember a lot about. And it was very brutal, and there were actors everywhere, and it was a nice length. I'm saying a lot, sorry. The fourth attraction was the one that I pretty much almost had a panic attack at last year. That's the reason why we call this, or our group, the October Panic Attack, because I am known to have panic attacks sometimes. And the fourth attraction is a part of the brain. It's an almond-shaped part of the brain that deals with your fight or flight responses. And last year, there was tons of pitch black, and it just freaked me out. This year, I didn't get that same kind of terror as I did last year, but what I got in place of that was something very unique, very original, and very creepy. So if you're not looking for something hardcore like the second attraction, but you want something very creepy, very original, and story-driven, and like a little bit controversial in its story, and open to interpretation in its story, then you want that fourth attraction. You're essentially walking into someone else's nightmare. And some of the special effects that they're doing in there are pretty freaking awesome. Okay, they're doing some things with projection and lights and multiple actors playing the same actor, and there's a story. And here's where the music, the sound, really has something special. I don't remember music at all in the first three attractions. And if it was there, I just don't remember it. But in the fourth attraction, it's very, very sound-driven when it comes to a very disturbing piece of music and some other audio effects. When we went there the first weekend, they were still meshing out some kinks, okay? And they were still fixing some things with the audio. Some things were broken with the audio and things like that. They were even fixing some things on the outside of the attraction as well. But the management told me that by the second weekend, which is this coming weekend, October 7th and 8th, they would have everything would be awesome. So those are some of the things we encountered there. I'm going to backtrack for 1 second here and tell you that Fright Factory always had a very intimidating entrance. We talk about entrances. I told you about Penhurst. I told you about Altered Nightmares. And Fright Factory has something really, really unique and original as well. They have security guards that frisk you in a very movie-like way, very intimidating type of way. I think out of all the frisking, they're the most intimidating. Although this year the security guards were a little nicer, a little bit, with you there. But it adds to the atmosphere. First off, you're lining up in like an abandoned piece of Philadelphia city. And it's grungy and dirty looking outside, and it's all cement, and you're about to go into an abandoned warehouse with a big skull on top of it. But once the security frisks you, this is where the atmosphere is really awesome and it takes over. You walk down cement steps because you're about to enter this abandoned warehouse, and I don't want to say anything, but you'll notice that your eyes play a trick on you as you walk down those steps and look ahead of you. Because right at that moment, you encounter something that you typically don't encounter until you actually enter an attraction, but you start to encounter it, and it starts to mess with your mind that you're about to enter this thing, okay? And then once you actually get into the line area, the interesting thing about Fright Factory is that you can't pick which attraction you're doing first. They pick that for you, and you do the attraction, you come out into the line area and do the next attraction, you get in line for the next attraction. And the line areas are very interesting because it's all black light driven. So it's a really cool type of atmosphere. One of the things to mention here is they don't have food this year. At least they didn't have on the first weekend. So don't come here expecting a lavish food display. This is an indoor attraction with 4 attractions inside of it. And they are focused on that. And one of the things I want to tell you is this is the type of attraction that you do want to take your time with. Don't run through this thing, okay? And also, it might even be the kind of thing that you'd want to do when there is a line, maybe. We didn't encounter ever running into anyone else in front of us, okay? So that wasn't and we did have people in front of us. And I want to tell you also, make sure that if you have, don't go in with more than 3 or 4 people, tops, okay? You don't want to do that. Don't go in with 3 or 4 people tops. And now that I think about it, there were moments where we had people behind us catching up to us, but we never caught up with anybody in front of us. Okay, that could have just been they were running. I have no idea. Okay, but don't go in with more than 3 or 4 people tops. So if you have 5 people in your group, do 3 and 2. Make that a point just to enhance the experience for you. They have an extremely hardworking staff at Fright Factory, and the people are extremely nice. While I would say, more panicky and anxiety-ridden last year, this year they did some really cool things with special effects and brought a creep factor that was never there at Fright Factory before, and that was in that 4th attraction. And the 2nd attraction might have been one of the most brutal times, more brutal than last year, that 2nd attraction. And they had these moments of pitch black, and they have these moments where actors are just in your face and violent. You're not going to expect to have little subtle special effects. You're going to get brutal actors. You're going to get violent actors. Okay, this is not kiddie games here at Fright Factory. Know that. But you're also going to get in the 4th attraction something very, very creepy, original, story-driven Fright Factory